That's why he's not coming on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's been one man that I wanted to take everything that I could from him, to leave him with nothing but the ash of his pride. But for that one man, there have been a dozen or more other dumbasses to get in my way, and justice delayed is justice denied. But look at me and believe me when I tell you that I will have what I want.
Okay. All right.
Alex, I think you're muted.
My audio. Welcome, gentlemen, boys and girls, children, monsters of all ages, space, and time, to the WWE Evolve podcast, the number one WWE Evolve podcast in the world. I'm joined today by one of the 3 stars of co-host constellations, I call them, Shauna Retar. How are you, ma'am?
I am good. Super excited. Enjoyed Evolve last night and excited to hit an indie show tomorrow night with some of the Evolve superstars. So super excited to see them in person, in action.
Yes. Joined today from a star across galaxy, the Invisible Woman.
Hello. I'm here. I'm just out of frame. But yes, I'll be here.
There we go away again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the star cast that we usually have. Coach here, these stars is having fun. UD is going to other places. CJ Wolf and Terrell are celebrating a birthday. Coach is probably sleeping. So tonight is a nice little redux version of the show. We'll talk about our comments, and there is a spoiler that once I rewatched Evolve again, we'll talk about a Pacific spoiler. We'll talk about that a little later. Gabe, you thought I didn't catch it. All right. We start the show off with Brooks Jensen having a cold open, talking about he's not scared. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight the Nepo baby Holyfield, and he's from Bam Bam Bama. The video clips that they showed was him running away and then being scared all the time. So, Cardian, what are your thoughts on the cold open of Brooks Jensen before we get to the main event? Not spoiling anything, of course.
Not much to say on it. I mean, I'll say my thoughts of the match, honestly.
Okay, that's fine. Shauna?
I really liked it. You know, it was fun to see the promo with Brooks, and like I loved it when he was like, "I've never run," and then he takes off and runs. I thought that was hysterical when they showed that. This is just kind of one of those, like, and I said it last week, like there was a great opportunity for them to be having their chase or whatever, and then Thatcher announced the match like in that moment, and then had these promos. But it was good to have Brooks kick it off for the promo. And then I was like, please, I can't wait to see what Elijah says afterwards. But it just cracked me up. My favorite part when he's like, I've never run from anything. And then he's running. But it was good. It was good to have that cold open. I'm kind of liking the promo they do, but I also wish they would go back to also here's what's happening tonight. So maybe because of this being the match. And I will say the other thing with the promo, the way it cut into with Rob and Blake was the way they were talking. All of a sudden it sounded like that was the first match up, and I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? This is first? So I think they need to fix how they introduce after that so it doesn't confuse. I was like, how is this not the main event? And then they're like, in our main event. And I was like, okay. So they got to fix how they're wording that.
Yeah. There was some ADR. I think during a certain match with one person, I think the ADR. But either way, we start the show off. I know it wasn't the women's match. I know it wasn't that match. It was the first match on the show. Was I forgot? Do you remember, Shauna? The first match?
Yeah, hold on one second. It was oh my gosh, I keep wanting to say Layla and Xena, but it wasn't. It was PJ and Laney.
No, it wasn't. Thank you. PJ Vasa versus Laney Luck. PJ Vasa comes out with the spikes on it, little spike necklace and the got your issue thing. Laney Luck seems dazed and confused sometimes, but still has fun. This match, I rewatched it again, was based on power versus like opportunistic power. Laney was doing a lot of just a lot of counter moves, a lot of Hurricane Ranas. I did like at one point where she was going to do a Hurricane Rana and PJ countered it into a power bomb. I did like that little sit down power bomb. But after, and Sloan was in the VIP section just sloaning it up, just talking blah 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 blah. Talking crap about Laney. In the end, Laney Luck countered, and I love that PJ Vasa was trying to do like a suplex. Suplex got countered into a DDT. Then she lifted PJ Vasa up, which was surprising, and did the DVD, which she calls the Death Valley Party. That's her finish for the 1, 2, 3. Post match, Laney is still dazed and confused, getting like she's shocked. Everyone's shocked. PJ Vasa is talking crap to Sloan. Sloan's talking crap to PJ Vasa. PJ Vasa is about to go outside to kick her ass. Sloan runs away. Falls twice by Cardi M standards. So, Shauna, what are your thoughts on the match and the fact that PJ Vasa might be going to Sloan next before she goes to Nikita? Just because.
Yeah, I really liked the match. I thought it was good. It was nice to see Laney kind of come into her own a little bit more. I was excited to see her get the win because I thought we were going to get this PJ Vasa. She wins, disappears, we don't see her again. So I think with Sloan being there, it kind of maybe now gives PJ something else, because if her target is Nikita, going through Sloan and intimidating Sloan may be like a really good way for her to do that. I think this puts Laney in light a little bit more on Evolve, because we know they'll mention she's the ID champion, but she doesn't have like any like oomph on the roster. So I think this is going to be really good to see her win so that they can actually maybe give a little bit more credence to her having the title on Evolve. So it should be really interesting. And I'm formulating if I can interview her my questions about the match to ask her tomorrow night.
Please do. At least in commentary, they did say that she has the experience, the variance of like doing different moves. I respect that they still not once said that she's the ID champion. She still is, during tapings or not. But again, that's one gripe that again I wish I could talk to Gabe and say, why? Like if you're doing 4 sister tapings, can you talk to the bookers and say, hey, are you going to change the thing in 4 weeks? No. Okay, can I say it? That's it. Doesn't hurt anybody.
That is my goal. If I can't get interviews on camera with a few of the talents, that is my goal, to ask Laney definitively once and for all why we have never seen the ID titles actually on the show. Like, why is it they can get mentioned, but we actually do not see the titles? That is like my ultimate goal question tomorrow night if I don't get anything else.
Now, as the same, Cardi, do you have any quick thoughts on the PJ Vasa Laney thing?
Yeah, it's a good match. I was pleasantly surprised, I guess, that Laney won.
Everyone was.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're pushing her towards a match with Nikita, which I'm fine with. And it's been a long time coming. She's had a weird up and down journey. But I will say, we did have a conversation about this, I just remembered, where she has lost to every champion on Evolve, basically. Mm-hmm. So she can have her redemption arc, but
she needs to have one, because she can't be the bully that never wins. The bully wins.
Who's the bully?
PJ.
Oh, I was talking about Laney. But
I don't like Laney, because I said this in the Evolve Effect on Wrestling Super Friendo's network audio platforms, that this is Laney's 3rd attempt for the championship. 2 times she had 2 championship matches. They were nefarious, but she still had them, and now it's the 3rd time, as we'll learn later on. It's fine. Blah blah blah. After that, I'm gonna kind of like wibbly wobbly time thing. After that, we go to a Harlem Lewis segment outside, not outside, in the ring. He talks about that he beat the Fatal 4-Way, that he is the Harlem Vines World Tour is happening. Harley Riggins comes out. He says that every person that he's beaten has smoked them, and he's gonna put his big rig in the championship. Harlem says, you talk a lot, let's do this. They beat the crap out of each other on the outside. Thatcher pushes him out. We find out later on that there will be a Fatal 4-Way men's and a Fatal 4-Way women's. From Harley Riggins and Harlem doing that, Harley Riggins has been inserted, which is Harley Riggins, Cutler James, Max Abrams, and the ferocious one, it's Gall. So, all that being said, Shauna, your thoughts on the Harley Loomis promo, and we can combine the Fatal 4-Way Men, your thoughts on it, and your predictions.
So, the Fatal 4-Way Men makes more sense than the women's. I will say that, because you do have people that have got these matches that can win them. I really like the promo because we all had kind of been wondering, like, who's going to be the first one to step up to Harlem? Who's it going to be? You know, how are they going to move his character? Is it going to be a heel? Is he going to be a heel because he's got, you know, a baby face going up against him? Is he going to be a kind of more baby face if he's got a heel? So I think this kind of puts it there. I'm leaning 50% to Harley, just because he was the first one to solo step up and getting. But the other 50% I'm not leaning on him is because of that same thing. Like, he could be like, I'm demanding this, I'm the number one contender, and then not get it to build that storyline moving forward. I don't see Max getting it at all. I really don't see Cutler because I just feel I just feel like he's in Evolve to kind of develop him a little bit more in a character or something instead of just being there with Dark State. I would love to see It's Gall get it. I think would be super fun, and they're putting him on like such a baby face push. I think would be great. So I'm torn between. I have 50% Harley, 50% It's Gall for two different reasons. But I don't think Cutler or Max 100% are not getting it. I just kind of can see it going either way with the other two.
I'm putting 100% on It's Gall. I don't care. I'm putting it out right now. I don't care. And I have the thing in my head how you can do it too. Cutler, being the Terminator of the Fatal 4-Way, does his vortex spin that he does, right? The helicopter spin. And as long as it's not It's Gall doing the one that's being spun, I can think that It's Gall can slide in, like someone distracts Cutler. He'll do the same thing he did in the last one. He slides in 1, 2, 3, and then becomes. Because again, I think Harlem's gonna be in the VIP section watching it with his blunts, and then he's gonna crap on Harley. Aaron's gonna be messing up Max, and then Cutler and It's Gall will be opportunistic. I believe it makes sense. But Cuddy thought on the Harlem Lewis promo, and out of the four men, who wins to fight Harlem Lewis?
I'm going with It's Gall.
Why?
Well, I already kind of said it on the Evolve effect, but yeah, I wouldn't mind. Actually, now that I think about it, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight against Harlem Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'm not saying he would win that match, but he's not quite there yet. But yeah, I like this winning streak he's been on.
Okay. Next up, again, timing-wise, thing. We go to the Xena Sterling versus Layla Diggs match. Right? Great match, by the way. Great match. It's 4 minutes 11 seconds. I said this on the Evolve effect, and I'll break it down here again. And I saw it again. I actually saw it again just to really break it down. Xena Sterling did a headlock to Layla Diggs. Layla Diggs did a split leg to go under Xena Sterling's leg and then turned into a hook into a bulldog. At one point, Layla Diggs tried to do an arm drag to Xena. As she did the arm drag, Xena converted it into a headlock on the floor. That was really quite impressive. Layla goes to the outside, to the little jumps over the rope type of thing. They go back and forth. In the end, Xena, there was an exchange of pins. Layla does one set of pin. Xena counters that pin. Layla does another pin. Xena counters that pin. And at that point, she puts the leg on the ropes. It was 2-3. I was wrong. I was being exaggerative. So it was 2-3. Put the legs on the rope. 1, 2, 3. Post match, she slides out, winks at the camera multiple times. Talks in Ukrainian. I love that Layla Diggs talking smack, but no one's like giving a crap. She talks to the ref and say, "Hey, he grabbed my tights," and he specifically said, "I didn't see that. I can't do anything." I was like, "Okay, at least you're being honest." So that's cool. Shauna, your thoughts on the match and the fact that Xena, and also we'll talk about. We'll say it right now: Xena, Skylar Ray, Ren Sinclair, and Lady Luck. Fatal 4-way. Who wins? Predictions.
So I really liked the match. It was nice to see Layla back, from her injury. So it was really exciting to see her. Excited for this match. I think the thing that I picked up on is that, Xena was saying she wanted these opportunities, and Thatcher's like, you've got to win. You've got to get these opportunities. So she kind of got the one a little nefariously, and she might be like, moving forward, be like, hey, it worked this time. Can I keep doing it? To chalk it up to the match. And then she can always go to Thatcher and be like, hey, look, I got this win. I got this win. And you have to wonder, will he see it that way? Or will he be like, yes, you've gotten wins to get more opportunities. I'm not sure why we really didn't see I can't remember. She didn't do the moonsault, did she? I can't remember if she did her moonsault at all, which I'm like, and I know she's using it as a finisher, but I'm thinking her first match back, she would have had that in there somewhere. But I can't remember if
she was going to do the Booker T axe kick. No, she didn't. She didn't. She never went up to the top rope. Never, not once. Like she was doing the secondary finisher, whereas like the jumping Booker T axe kick to the back of the head. But Xena countered it, and then did the whole roller exchange thing. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, because I thought we would have seen that with her being her first match.
That's what happened. Great match.
Yeah, so I was expecting to see that because it's kind of what put her on the map. So I was like, oh, we're not getting that again. That haven't seen you a while, haven't seen it. So I think that's going to be very interesting. I loved Xena yelling in Ukraine at the camera because you're like, what'd she just say? What's she yelling about? What's going on? But I will say the women's fatal 4-way just came out of nowhere. Like, it's like, how did we get here and why these people? Like, it just seemed very like, hey, we're doing it on the men's side because it makes sense. So let's do it over here on the women's side too. And we'll just throw the dart thing at the dartboard and see which talent it sticks at is kind of how it feels to me. I just feel like if it's going to be a contender match, if we're going to set these up, there should be more to it instead of just random, here you go, here's the people in the match.
Samesies. And I'm happy that the thing is that bothers me now thinking about it, Layla Diggs had like a 4-winning streak. And Xena beats her one time and then she gets in. Like it should have been Thatcher's like, okay, yeah, Xena's in the match, but Layla Diggs did have a big winning streak before this, so she should be inserted in the match as well, which would have pissed off Xena even more, creating more of the character. That would have been perfect. But again, Gabe thinks in his own ways, and I respect that. I asked Cardi, him if he was coming. Your thoughts on Layla Diggs versus Xena Sterling? Yes. Ooh. Hopefully, you got the scoops.
We was not going to be there. I asked
Layla versus Xena. Xena won the way that she won. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Continue.
No, I said I was hopeful he was going to be there because I was going to get a bunch of questions from all of us to ask him, but he's not going to be there. I sent him a message and asked.
Damn. All right. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna get those questions and put them on the group chat tomorrow. So we'll just have them just in case in the chamber. All right, I got you, Gabe. All right, Cardi.
Okay, now my thoughts on Lady Luck versus.
No, Layla versus.
Oh,
Xena.
Sorry, you tripped me up.
Yes.
Okay, Layla versus Xena. That's what it was.
We saw it again. I mean, it was a great match.
Yes, it was. The part where she did the split. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Also, I was like going for a Kim Possible joke with Xena Sterling, so that tripped me.
She kind of does like Kim Possible. You did say that many times. You keep saying it over and over again. Like she does
I
like Kim
wasn't the
Possible.
first one to say it.
Yeah, I know you wasn't the first, but it's kind of funny that she is. Oh, it is true. Continue.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I don't know. The question is, will they keep up with this Layla Xena beef now, or is that over?
No.
So what comes next?
It should be smart that they continue it, because if they have a great match with those two, right? The smart thing is like, okay, these two have chemistry. It's working. Obviously, you don't want to do 5 matches straight like it's SmackDown Raw. So you got to find a way to bring them in again. The fact that Xena might have Layla Diggs come out at the match.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, bitch.
That's why she.
Bitch.
There you go.
That's again. Everyone has
exology.
But in the Fatal 4-way, who wins? Xena, Skylar, Ren, Laney, and they go after Nikita. Now, I say no. I say Laney no, because we're not going to have Laney Nikita part 2. Not where there's so many women in the roster, and the point of...
Oh, yeah, Laney already did have a chance.
Yes! There's too many women in the roster not to give someone a chance to get Nikita.
Okay,
it's not
I said,
Raw.
Give Ren a chance, even if she's not gonna.
She's the speed champion. Well,
let her do
Sunday.
it. Just get it out the way to say that they did it.
In this set of tapings, it was actually smart not to bring it up. That actually was very smart not to say that she was a speed champion because, yeesh, the thing's on Sunday. But okay, all right. I don't want Lei to win. It sucks. You know what sucks? I love Evolve so much as an OG product, but knowing that the only OG is there is Xena. That's it. And I don't want Xena to win. Alright, fine, Ren. Fuck it. Ren, give Ren a chance. Ren. No, wait, no. This is just NXT 2.5.
It is, but then she could say that. But if they're going for consistency, she could say that on NXT, like, she's pushing herself too hard. And the question is she going to win the North American belt? That's a whole other thing.
So she can't even be it. She can't even beat. No, she can't win.
This is one of those. Let them have the match because Nikita's not losing the belt yet anyway.
You know the IWC are gonna have a volcano if the fact that she's the number one contender against Nikita, and if Sunday happens and she wins the belt, she's turning into Thanos. I want all the belt.
Exactly.
And that's not what. Okay, actually, wait.
She's got the shoulders for it.
That's the one thing Kendall doesn't have is the Thanos thing. Okay, all right, fine. We'll take a pin on that for Saturday. I want to have predictions with the boys. All right.
Kendall has one. You know that could cause some tension between the Ren QCC there because Kendall could kind of get a little jealous of her friend Ren there, maybe. Oh no. Alex and Cardi froze up a little bit. So yeah, I do think it was interesting on the combination of who they chose for this number one contenders. I think we should have had some matches to determine it or something because I think it really just seemed like, hey, we had the writing on the wall to fit for the men's, but for the women's, we really didn't have that writing on the wall. So it kind of felt like it got thrown in there to have something kind of match or go through with it. So I did find that to be very interesting as a choice and the people that are in there. So since we did lose Alex and Cardi, let's go back and really quickly talk about the Gianna Capri vignette that she did. Now, I was super excited to see this. I am a huge fan of Gianna Capri. If you go to my TikTok or my Instagram, you will see the interview I did with her at a WWID showcase. Super excited to kind of see more with her moving forward because we did get a little bit of that introduction from her a while ago, but she's kind of just been in the background. She's starting that.
You're right.
Hey, yeah, you guys are. Hey, they're back.
Sorry, first time in a while my internet kind of left me for a second. All right,
that's okay. I was talking about
what are you talking about?
I was going on about Gianna's because I'm not going to like play by play, so I was going to Gianna's vignette just to talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Like Gianna Capri.
What I can just rant about.
No, thanks for holding down the fort.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. Cardi, your thoughts on the Gianna Capri promo?
It was cute. It kind of felt like they were. I did say repackaged, but I kind of meant or rebranding. But they're kind of reintroducing her. Like we've already seen her consistently, but they're kind of showing us more about who she is with this one. So I like it. I did have a theory though. What? Remember about Rizzo? Yeah. Adriana or whatever. Yeah. And the fact that her Italian accent disappeared after one episode of being on Evolve. Yeah. And then Gianna comes out with the
most Italian thing ever. Say capricci. You capricci.
So I'm wondering, is there not enough room for like two? Not obnoxious, but like Italian characters. I don't know. That's like
we had like 4 of them on NXT, and they all like fizzled away. Luca Cristofino became a DJ, and then he left. And like I said it, like I want Rizzo's wrestling again, so I would like to see Rizzo versus Gianna Capri at Evolve.
Yeah.
Like they'd be really weird, but it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's fine.
I like her character, and with the Rizzo thing, like I'm not mad at it if she just decided to drop the accent. I'm just curious as to why, because I didn't notice it was there and it wasn't.
Of course. So. I miss it too. I miss that sexy voice of like that. That's that. But I liked Jellica. She brought up Anya Rune. Didn't have to. Didn't need to, but did it anyway.
You know what my theory on that is?
Well, they're gonna make out at the end. Just hug each other. Like we love each other.
I mean, not exactly, but no. My theory is that
the woo power makes them hug it out.
Hug it out, like If that happens, I mean,
the power of that would be.
No, if that actually happens,
actually would be cute. I mean,
that would be cute, and then you send that to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Like, hey, if we can do it, you guys can do it. We don't have 25 years, but like, you know.
But yeah, my theory is that she has a crush on Anya Rune.
Yes.
And that's why, like, she's stuck in her head, even though she really doesn't have to be. That's all I'm
Anya need magic power, but okay. Elijah Holyfield promo in the back with the lighting, really beautiful lighting, purple and black and white, like so many things. He says that he's a beat, get an ass whipping to Brooks Jensen. That he's trying to fight him. You've been ducking me, but now you can't run away from me anymore. Cardi, Cardi, have your thoughts on that promo? Elijah Holyfield, no oil, just being him.
Yeah, again, I'm like, I don't know. I don't have much to say on it. Like, I feel like last week. Or the one with, where he was in the elevator and that whole thing. That was comedic highlight of the whole thing. I'm serious, that's fine. But I don't know. The match itself was the highlight of between them two this episode.
Okay.
Like the promos, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but yeah. At least
yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can. You guys had cut it. It was like I cut in and out just a little bit, but yeah, I liked it because I think it was a great, bookend to the Jensen one. And it really was just kind of like it had that. This is it. Like we are going to war tonight. And it's going to be war, and you're going to have to finally face the music, and it's on. So let's go. And I thought it was really good. I liked how it was presented backstage. I really liked that a lot. So it made you get really stupid excited for it. Like if you were like, I'm not sure about this lumberjack, like if someone didn't know what a lumberjack match was or anything like that, I think that promo also was like, yeah, I'm going to stick around and finish watching this because this is going to be crazy.
Versus Starboy Hall, Ryan Katz, in a weird 80s creepy voice, announces, well, nothing wrong with that, it was just weird, announces Kale Dixon as 285 rock hard pounds, and Starboy Hall just announcing it, but it was a good match back and forth. Starboy was beating the crap out of him. As I said before, Kale Dixon is a counter wrestler. You do a move on him, he'll counter it, do some cool things. He went to the second rope to do the whole pose and splash. Didn't work out this time. But Alex Brooks, finally having a name, said something last week and finally had something today. While Starboy was on the second to do something, she grabbed Starboy's legs, he tripped down. Kale Dixon set up his elbow, which I heard it 96 between the eyes. That's what the thing is called, 96 between the eyes, a baseball reference. For the 1, 2, 3, they stand tall together, flexing and trying to be its goal. So, Shauna, your thoughts on the match and the fact that Starboy lost, but Kale doesn't come back.
Yeah, so we now know her name. We know that she's an agent or something, so she's a valet. So we finally know what she is, associate or something. So she finally know what she is. I figured after Kale losing to Itzgal, he was going to win this week. It was pretty obvious. It was like, you got to give him a win somehow. Kind of sad that Starboy has been losing a lot recently. And it just kind of showed how tricky and sly Alex is going to be to help Kale. I think I was more interested in what happened with Cappuccino and Starboy after, because we all thought he was going to turn heel on Starboy. Then they ended up, air guitaring together. And then he came out in this amazing 70s plaid jacket that I was just like, oh my gosh, that is pure vintage. And I am in love with that look. And then later on, he had a different look. But I think it was really interesting because you're like, he was there to console Starboy. So you're kind of like, what's going on, what's going to happen with those two moving forward. So we still know there's a storyline going there, but I enjoyed the match. It wasn't anything super crazy. It wasn't anything super amazing. When Starboy does some of his stuff, I'm just always in awe in what he does. So I just kind of want to see more of him on a positive side instead of taking these losses as of late. So hopefully the next time he gets a win in there.
Okay, pardon me. I'm happy for that, but I will talk about that a little later in another episode. Let's talk about Vanta the Unknown before we get to the main event. We already did the Harlem Moose thing, so we have to talk about that in the big ring. Nah, whatever. Vanta the Unknown. She highlights every single character that was on the show, every person. She highlights Wendy Chu, and she says, she does a big army pushes thing. I'm back. I'm back. Now, the spoiler that I said happened is at the end of Vanta the Unknown's promo. Literally the end. At the end, it shows that she's standing in the ring, and people are clapping at her, and half the crowd is looking to the right, to the floor. So that means between this set of tapings, I'm thinking she's gonna debut and attack somebody. I believe that. So, what are your thoughts, Shauna, and the fact that don't see it and you don't catch it? Your thoughts on that spoiler?
Yeah, I noticed that too with her in the ring. And at first I was like, was she in the ring when they shot that, or did they superimpose her on there? So I just kind of was like, because she's in the ring. We haven't seen her in the ring. So I was just like, how did they do that? Is that graphics? I still say she's like the Watcher of Evolve. She just reminds me of the Watcher, as you would like, 'cause she's the one talking about all of them. I just really hope that when we do get her introduction, and I mentioned this earlier, she's not coming out with an intro. It's not, she has a match next week. She just shows up. The lights go out. She's there. She's just standing there creepily. She's in the audience. Somehow she's just there and comes out and attacks, because I feel like if we're going to build her up as this mysterious, strange person, being like, oh, she's having a match next week, and she comes out to her walk-up music in a Tron graphics, I think that ruins the mystique and the mystery of her. I also hope we see her soon, because I just don't want everybody to be like, yeah, she's coming. Yeah, she's coming. And then when she finally shows up, they're like, oh, there she is. So I enjoy the promos. I just can't wait to see what they do. And I just hope they do her introduction right.
Now, like I said before, it might, like, the way that I watched this 3 times, and it wasn't like superimposed. Like, she was there. Like, they were clapping, and then she attacked somebody or somebodies. So we don't know how many people. Like, I believe that it's either she attacks the winner of the #1 contender, or she attacks the match of Nikita versus the #1 contender. It has to be that. It has to be. Or even, like, Wendy comes back after Nikita wins the match, and it's like, Wendy's like, yeah, I'm back, but then Vanta pops out and does her shit. Like no, yeah, you're not the scary one, Wendy, anymore. I am. And that could be something else cool. I like that. I really do like that. Now, I believe that was it. Yeah, that was it to the main event. Oh, wait, no, backstage.
No,
Aaron Rourke got his ass beat by the Mod Squad. Finally being the most serious Mod Squad ever. Like, Aaron's work head was red, and Santi had no shirt, and Max Abrams did a ferocious promo, not like it's golf. So, Shauna, your thoughts on the backstage fight? We know Aaron Rourke is going to get his get back just by himself, but your thoughts?
I thought it was a really great, because I mean, they had said, Aaron's coming back. We got the little graphic that Aaron was coming back. So it was really fun to see him in this way, because for once the Mog Squad felt serious. Like, they act serious. They think they're all that in a bag of chips. Nobody can touch them. They're great. but they don't have that seriousness to them. Like they're just kind of like, yeah, we're here, we're awesome, we're great. But this time they felt like a formidable foe. Like, yes, we are here. You know, this is how it is. I am hoping that Aaron comes back and does something to Max to try to get revenge. I would love to, and I know they've toned Aaron down, so I know it's not going to happen, but I am still going to hold out hope that we get the evil gay Aaron Rourke to come back and attack them, even if it's for one night. I'm hopeful for it because I think that would be really great for people to see that side of Aaron. And I think that energy and that character can counteract the Mog Squad. And I really hope moving forward that this seriousness side of the Mog Squad is seen, and they're just not the goofy, aloof, you know, here we are mogging you. No, but they're actually coming out and trying to do damage.
Oh my god, I'm gonna clip that shot of what you said. That was awesome. But Cuddy M, your thought on the Mog Squad? That was good. That was a good impression. What your thoughts on the Mog Squad attacking Aaron Rourke and the future of Aaron Rourke against the Mog Squad? Because they were serious there. Like CJ Valor was like a beast. Just like,
yeah, that was messed up. I mean, my question is, can anyone tell me why they chose Aaron Rourke to mess with?
Because we answered it before in the Evolve Effect. Okay. Aaron Rourke punked them. Okay. He punked all of them. So like they were gonna get their get back eventually.
I just wanted to know why, you know. But yeah. Okay, I get it. I mean, this is a new side of them. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't not like it at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know, because they've been very goofy. No, Goopy
is the perfect word for the Mog Squad. Goopy makes no sense. But that's the way it is. But now they're serious. Except for Santi, which has no fucking shirt on. Never.
That's his thing. Right?
That's his thing, I get it. But I will say this. My theory is that either Aaron Rourke comes out during the Max Abrams like Fatal 4-Way to distract, or he does like Final Destination 2B version, where like, oh, Santi Rivera's going to get a tan, and then he cranks it up, and he sunburns, and then CJ Val is doing to get like getting a protein shake, and then he mixes protein shakes with like laxatives, like so no matter like each one gets taken out.
You know what would be
like just comically.
Now that you say that, I'm just picturing Elijah Holyfield and how he was acting, you know, with Brooks Jensen. Like imagine if you turn that energy on the Mog Squad.
They would be dead.
Now I'm thinking like, all right, what if Aaron Rourke and Elijah Holyfield teamed up to get back the Mog Squad? You can take that.
You can take that. Okay, no, but like
you can pay me, but you can.
Yeah. So the Mog Squad are the boxer from Friday the 13th Part 8, and Elijah Holyfield is Jason. And Sean, I can understand that reference because like you can try all you want, but then one punch from Jason, your head's knocked off. Your head's knocked off. Speaking of head knocked off, and for the 44 people watching, thank you for watching for the Evolve. #1 Evolve podcast in the world, and #2 main event: Elijah Holyfield versus Brooks Jensen. Brooks Jensen comes out and craps on all the people in the crowd, which is the Lumberjacks, which is included Top Flight Security, which is Victor Zanoff and Shadow Ash, Dorian Van Dux, Romeo and Dar. We have Cap, we have Marcus Mathers, and that's it. No one else. By the way, this has been 2 months and a half now since Braxton Cole losing to Harlem Lewis has not been seen anywhere. Anywhere at all. We just saw, we did see him.
Yes, we did.
We did see him in NXT when Grayson Waller came out.
Quietly wearing a black t-shirt.
Yes, skinnier. Not smarter.
He didn't look too happy to be a security guard. So.
That's his fault. You think a book's gonna get you over? Come on, bro. A book.
I was saying I feel bad for him, but I don't feel bad for him. That was the gimmick that was bestowed upon him.
Damn, I would press that button for you, girl. Now, so Matt's like, so I like the commentary where Stone's like, you want the Lumberjacks to be your friends. I don't think it's smart to piss them all off before the match starts, and he did.
And yet,
the whole match, the first 2 minutes, this was a 12-minute match, ladies and gentlemen, and I respect why Mr. Holyfield was just like done, gassed out at the end, respectfully. When Elijah Holyfield tried to throw the first punch to Jensen, he ran outside, pushed the people, went back inside, got clothesline outside, got beat up by Cap and Mathers and everything else. Then he went inside again. He was going to get punched in the face. He slid out and then got his ass beat. I love the rules of this match, too, where if you're on the outside but on the apron, no one can touch you. You have to physically touch your feet on the floor for the wrestlers to beat your ass. That's when you're on the inside going outside. If you're on the outside going in, different rules. So at a certain point, everybody's beating his ass. Holyfield kicks him to the outside, and at this point, I like this part where Dorian Van Dux says, Jensen, being a Nigel McGuinness fan, was doing the Nigel McGuinness where you're in the second rope, you kind of like go backwards and seesaw into a lariat. But Holyfield caught it the first time, so every time he would try to do it, he would push him and pull him back, push him, like a dumbass seesaw for Jensen. I was like, oh man, that's funny. The second time he did it, it works. The Nigel McGuinness rope cardio is when, like, remember when Jensen went to the second rope and kind of had his body halfway out, and then he kind of like pushed himself back into a lariat against Holyfield? That's the Nigel McGuinness rope. Like, a wrestler called Nigel McGuinness invented that move. So when you get punched so hard, you're faking that you're kind of going to get out of the ring, but the second rope saves you and gives you momentum to do another, Shout out to Nigel McGuinness, we love you. After that, Jensen tried to cheat, but got caught. He did do an axe handle. To Holyfield and back and forth. At a certain point, Jensen slides out. Well, before that, Holyfield went out of the ring. By the way, Holyfield never got hit once. No one attacked Holyfield, which is the smartest thing ever. But when he slid into the ring, Victor Zanoff grabbed his foot and then whatever. That's technically not attacking. He just grabbed his foot. When Jensen went out for the last time, he pushed the security guard into Shido. Shido attacked the security guard. All hell broke loose. You can see, and then and Stone's like, "Oh my God, it's really close to the commentary desk. Wait a minute, I think Jensen planned this." And then they cut to Jensen's face sideways, just smiling, like, "Yeah, you dumbasses, I did this." At one point, Marcus Mathers walks up to Victor Zanoff like a Karen. Like, you know what? I want to talk to my manager, and then he just fucking judo flipped his ass. Another point, Cappuccino Jones did the Cappuccino. You know what I mean? Cappuccino Jones does the Cappuccino shot, the espresso shot, right into Victor Zanoff's jaw, straight, and Zanoff just shook it like nothing, and then they start fighting, and that's when Jensen was smiling. Jensen realizes that Holyfield's in the ring. The Lumberjacks are not doing their job. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Holloway pops out of nowhere, stops him. Jensen touches his hair. He says, "Damn it." He slides back into the ring. Jensen bounces off something, gets uppercut in the jaw, bounces off the bottom rope for the 1, 2, 3. Immediately after Holyfield let go of the leg, he twitched from beginning until fade to black. And a couple people in the crowd was like, "Oh look, Jensen's not. Oh God, look, so Shauna, your thoughts on the match? This might be his final evolution, Holyfield, on his way to AAA. So your thoughts?"
So I said this earlier. First time it's a lumberjack match in Evolve. Shows what they feel. You know, no matter if you like Holyfield, you like Jensen, don't like them, for them to be the ones to do this, it's a huge honor for them on Evolve, and it shows, what their talent and their skill level is to be the ones to do it. So major props to them. Brooks Jensen, please change your outfit. I can't. I get what you're going for. I just can't. And I'm just like, please, someone in wardrobe, fix him. I still want Tristan Angels to come out and cut a promo on his clothes. He's cut one on Starboy wearing denim. I need to hear Tristan Angels just bash Brooks Jensen on his clothes. Would make my day for a year. I loved the match. I really was shocked that we didn't have more people around the ring, but also you're looking at space and not a whole lot. So I figured we would have seen more there. I thought it was great. You knew it was going to be a long match. I thought it was hysterical that everybody wanted a piece of Brooks Jensen when he got out of the ring. Nobody wanted a piece of Elijah. Because I think you could tell who the Lumberjacks were rooting for in that match. That it was, get in there, let's get this finished. You knew chaos was going to happen. The question wasn't what chaos, it was when it was going to happen. So seeing them all go crazy with each other on the ring, it gave you that moment of, okay, great, Brooks is going to get away. It's not going to end well. This is how it's going to get away. But that visual moment when he touches Sam Holloway's head, just the look, you could hear his internal monologue on his face, which was great to get the match. It was great to see Elijah get the win overall on the end of him. Is this the last we'll see of him, before he goes to AAA? Because Taker said he's mine, give him here. It's yet to be seen. I hope not. I hope we get to see him a little bit more. Maybe he'll do double duty, but thought it was a great match. I think we're going to see some other storylines built out of the chaos surrounding them with the Lumberjacks. So looking forward to see what happens. And now that Elijah's gone, you also have to wonder what's going to happen with Brooks. Is he going to go after Sam? Are they setting up him and Sam? If not, some of the other Lumberjacks. So I think it's going to be kind of fun to see what happens now.
Thank you for bringing that up. Cardi, your thoughts on the Jensen versus Holyfield, the whole antics, the whole back seesaw thing, the punch, the chaos, the fact that Romeo Moreno almost hit the commentator's desk, but then messed up his neck all the way. Like, oh my god, my neck, because he just felt weird.
Yeah, it seemed like when he fell, he was trying to save himself from hitting the commentator, so he kind of sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't sell it.
I don't really know what happened there. This match was entertaining. It was. I've never seen a lumberjack match before, but it was just funny.
Cardi first time.
To see Brooks Jensen in full scared baby mode, where he just kept trying to run away and dude, just own it. You got yourself.
You're right though. In the beginning, before the bell rang, he had the scared baby face. Not a baby face, ladies and gentlemen, a scared face of a baby. Okay, because he was just like, oh my god. I was like, I even said it to you, the bell hasn't even rung yet. Calm down, man.
It was the part where he's in the corner. Well, one of the many parts where he's trying to get out of the ring and nobody wants to let him. But the part where he's in the corner and Elijah is clipping him and cornering him. Yeah. I just kept thinking it would have been so funny if instead he kind of just leaped at him, just threw his entire body at Holyfield, and then Holyfield just picks him up and just slams him. But
it was a good match.
That would have been good to see. But yeah, it was an A match.
So, if this was Holyfield's last hurrah before AAA, are you satisfied? As a viewer of Evolve and the story of what it gave him.
Yeah. I mean, I think we knew he wasn't going to be on Evolve for a very long time because he's just dominating.
Yeah.
I think they gave him a solid storyline and he got a win on the way out. So if this is the end of him on Evolve, then I respect that.
Okay. And what is the projected future for Jensen? Because now Jensen can go out like Shauna said, he can go after Holloway, he can go after Mathers, Cap. Starboy.
I mean,
he made fun of Starboy before.
More a question of who wants to go after Brooks Jensen.
That doesn't happen. They don't have. You think Holyfield wanted that choice? No, he just happened.
Well, any one of the people that was standing outside the ring could be like, you know what? I don't like the way that Brooks Jensen was acting. I'm gonna fight him, and then that's.
I guess.
Or that would be everybody. You know what? Brooks Jensen, you need to atone for your behavior, so fight everybody on the roster. Congratulations.
Which is sad because you saw everybody on the roster. There's only 7.
Well.
And I'll say it, Top Flight Security, Romeo and Dar, Dorian Van Dux, Cap and Mathers, and Holloway. That's it. We ain't got that many people on Evolve. We got a cycle. Rourke, Rourke, and the Mob Squad. The Mob Squad are it's like a unit. You fight one, you have to fight all 4 of them in weird successions. Either way. All right, that's fine. But that was. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, as I like to call it, the Fatal 4-Way Fiesta. Fatal 4-Way for the women, Fatal 4-Way for the men. I believe there might be a Gianna Capri match next week, and I can guarantee in this set of tapings, this is tapings number 1 of 4, at the end of it, Vonta the Unknown's going to pop out and wreck some shit. So, Shauna, final thoughts of the show and predictions, just general predictions that you have in your head, and tell where they can find you.
For overall, what I think is going to happen just in his next round of tapings, or just from what happened tonight?
Yeah, because now we know what we know. There's a fatal 4-way for men and women, right? So we know that whoever wins will possibly have a match 2 weeks after it, no matter what.
Yeah. So overall, I'm giving it a B. I did like the match. I did like everything. I said I took it down from a B+ because of Brooks Jensen's outfit. I think we are going to get Wendy Chu back. I'm not sure when. I'm not sure when. I'm waiting for Wendy to come back because we did see her last week on the screen for just that hot second. Will we see her there? Also wondering if we'll see Thea again, because Thea could say she lost, wasn't a clean loss. So I'm wondering if we'll see Thea again. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see. And I think going back to with Harlem, whoever wins that fatal 4-way is how we're going to see his character go from there. Because I feel like most of his promos have been like in the middle, not sure what they're going to do with his character. So I think whoever comes out on top is going to define Harlem's character moving forward. I would like to see something happen with PJ and Sloan, since PJ came after Sloan. She wants to get to Nikita. PJ not being in this contenders match, I think she would kind of be the one also to. I have a feeling the women's match is going to end in chaos. Like, we may get Vonta, we may get PJ upset, we may see the return of Wendy Chu. I just have a feeling the women's match is going to be chaos. We're going to get something clean finished with the men's, maybe. But it'll be interesting. I'm really, like I said, I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to manifest Evil Gay for Aaron Rourke. I doubt we'll see it, but I'm going to keep hoping and manifest it. Because I think it would be a really interesting turn, especially getting attacked by the Mog Squad. He hasn't been there. He's making his return. I think it'd be really fun for Evolve to see that side of Aaron. So, but that's what I think. And I think we're going to have, I don't know when we'll get a title change, but I'm pretty sure at least by succession, we'll get at least one of the titles changed. Just not sure men's or women's yet, depending on what happens next week. But you can find me on TikTok and Instagram under Shauna Reed's Horror for wrestling content and horror book recommendations. Fingers crossed I can get some good interviews with some of our favorite Evolve talent tomorrow night at the Beyond Wrestling Americana event. So if I do, be on the lookout for that content.
And I will make sure to send you the thumbnail for the Evolve Effect. You can show people like, hey guys, I'm from the Evolve Effect. Beep! And have some fun there. So I'll send it to tonight. I give this actually an A because it was a good show. Great storyline for Kale Dixon, even for his vanity. The unknown being like, it's the first time in a long time where you get vignettes where they get better and better. It's usually like bad. It gets worse and worse. No, for her, it's getting better and better, which gave me really intrigued. I was talking to Cardi M about that. There is no contortionist wrestler in WWE right now, except for her. So you have a one-of-a-kind, not a copy, one-of-a-kind wrestler. Use it right. It gave it smart. And you have all those Booker T and Sean Spears and everyone backstage capitalize on this. Because you know that once she debuts, and if you recorded this, you better have talked to someone from HBO Max and get some good cinematography, because you can sell her right there. Now, for Elijah Holyfield, I will miss you if you're gone. Drake Moreau never got a final evolution. I feel bad for that, but he's having fun in AAA, so I'm happy with it for that too. For Wendy Chu coming out soon, hopefully. For Vontae Unknown attacking Wendy Chu, yes please. And for the men's, I mean, it would be a Haas battle. I'm thinking about this now. It would be a Haas battle if Cutler won, and it would be Cutler versus Harlem. That would be a Haas battle. Just a straight power versus power. I like that. But the fact that if we get Itzgall, and Itzgall gives Harlem Lewis 120% in the match, and it astounds him, and it sets him up that this might be Itzgall's final evolution going to NXT, because he deserves to be in NXT. I love Itzgall, and I would love for him to stay in Evolve forever. But let's be real. He deserves to be in NXT, and after that, he deserves to be in Raw and SmackDown. He deserves it. If he had, you know why he doesn't do? Yeah, but you know why he doesn't do the studometer? There's no one else. You really can't do anybody else new. So you got to go to someone else to do more stuff. You're gonna get over in the studometer of NXT. I'll tag him like, once you get to NXT, studometer it up. But for me, and you can find me on PUWF Wrestling, PUWF Wrestling, and Rico Reactions on the road to 5,000. Almost there. And the fact that we are the #1 WWE Evolve podcast and the #2 on the Wrestling Soup and Friendos Network on audio platforms and Spreaker, anywhere else. Cardi M, final thoughts of the show, any predictions, just the general future for the next couple weeks, and where they can find your beautiful body, respectfully, consensually.
You can find me on Instagram at Kardala Muhammad. It's KARDALAMOHAMED.
Yep.
And you can, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm on YouTube, but I don't post anything. For next week, like I said, we already talked about the Fatal 4-Ways. I just made it kind of a mental note that we didn't see Nikita this week, which will probably come out next week.
Probably a VIP.
Yeah.
Probably a VIP watching.
Highlights of this episode, the part where Sloan got scared.
Like a bitch.
Xena speaking Ukrainian.
Yeah.
The cool move by Layla. The matches in general were pretty good. Yeah. So, but next week, I don't know. That's pretty much it. I already said my piece.
I'm wondering if Nikita's going to sit.
See you on Saturday, hopefully.
I'm questioning if Nikita is sitting in VIP next week. Would she allow Sloan to sit with her?
Sloan might be standing up, or in the outside part, like where the outside of the ring is, not sitting with her, but like where the barricade is. So if some shit goes down, she'll use Sloan as a human shield. Cause that's what Nikita's gonna use. Like, yo, you're a human. I'm not gonna tell you you're a human shield, but you're a human shield. Sorry. And no, cause like both Harlem's gonna be in the VIP, and Nikita's gonna be in the VIP. These are Fatal 4-Ways, and both champions respect and honor the fact that you're trying to go after a championship.
I honestly look at what you have.
Sage.
I almost feel like Nikita could have been there to see this match, just out of curiosity. Like, okay, who's gonna win? I can study their moves. I can see who I'm gonna be up against. But maybe she didn't want to be there because Sloan was there. Just like, okay.
Yeah. Why do you want to hang out with that? No, man.
No offense to Sloan, but we're kayfabe.
All offense to Sloan. Sorry. It's like no one wants to hang out with you. That's the storyline of your life. Sorry. But with that, we'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday might be a prediction of NXT Heatwave and Ola de Calor. So hopefully I got that going on. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Oh, God. Thank you for the Jedi Sports Media Network for giving us the chance. 50 viewers are watching us right now around the world. Thank you for that. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
You may think of evolution as an upward process. Things evolve from primeval slime, up to single-cell organisms, up to intelligent life. De-evolution, of course, works the opposite way. Back to simpler forms.